The Syrian army has taken control of the northwestern city of Idlib after days of clashes with rebel fighters.
The rebel troops fled ahead of the capture and refugees are now crossing the border into Turkey after warnings their villages will be targeted. For more, Joe Stork from Human Rights Watch joins us from Washington via webcam. Joe Stork, good morning. Do you see this violence as linked to the one-year anniversary of the uprising against President Assad's regime?
Well, look, we're talking about a year in which we've seen this kind of violence week after week, sometimes day after day. So, no, I don't think it's linked. It wasn't prompted by the anniversary. But the fact is that the anniversary is certainly not giving the government of Assad any reason to pause in its murderous onslaught on its own people.
And we have seen in recent weeks the army intensifying its assault on rebel-held cities. Do you see this as an attempt, anniversary-linked or not, by President Assad to reassert control over his country?
Really, look, I think the anniversary is totally coincidental. I think what it's linked to is, number one, Assad thinks he's now has the momentum to actually do some serious damage to the opposition, particularly the armed opposition. I think it's also linked to setting up the sort of balance of forces on the ground so that if and when there is any kind of pause in the fighting, any kind of, say, Security Council resolution, should that come about, that the balance of forces on the ground would be that much more in favor of the Syrian government.
He's also encouraged by what to date has been the inaction by the international community, hasn't he?
I think so, and particularly by the refusal of Russia to go along with what's clearly the overwhelming, the consensus position of the international community. I mean, Russia has played the role of Assad's protector all along, and particularly in the Security Council, and we might add by supplying a lot of the arms that he's using.
What information do groups like yours have, Joe Stork, on the plight of those refugees fleeing that violence?
Look, I think, what we've been able to document in Idlib in particular is the fact that hundreds of people, well over 100 people have been killed just in the last couple of days. We've talked to people in the hospitals, people who've seen the bodies. There we're talking about women and children and elderly people, as well as people of fighting age. So clearly we're talking about a large number of civilians among those killed. Accounts of widespread looting, torching of homes, just rampant destruction across the board.
Do you see there's any prospect of a ceasefire being agreed to that would at least allow Red Cross aid workers into those areas to offer humanitarian assistance?
Well, what can I say? It's something we've all been hoping for and pressing for many weeks now, and we haven't seen it yet. We at least saw some presence of the Red Cross in Homs after most of the fighting had died down, but it's too little, too late, and we're not seeing any, as far as I'm aware, in Idlib. So this is happening, without any outside witnesses. That's the reason you journalists and we human rights monitors are not being allowed in.
Okay, Joe Stork from Human Rights Watch in Washington, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thank you.